Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for you today. Got to get into Scott Forrest and Deevron Miller in a cruiserweight fight. It should be a pretty good card. Before we get that, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow 3Boxing blog, and all forms of social media. The Boxing Bookie comes at you for every single major fight. So you had to consistently make money betting on the sport of boxing. The bookies, the odds makers, they don't know what they're doing. I do. I'm going to show you how to consistently make money. So join the Patreon, just $5 a month. Link is in the description. It's also in that little ticker below. $5 a month gets you a lock of the week. It gets you Ask the Bookie anything. It gets requested video. It gets you updated props. It gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe for just $5 a month. After you guys do that, head on over to carnivalbar.com. That's carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout. That's BOXING at checkout to save 10%. Carnivalbar.com. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces a meal while on the move and stores for years. Get your travel autonomy and freedom back. It's the nutrition of a steak, convenience of a bar. Carnivalbar.com. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. And after you guys do that, head on over to Texas Boxing Scene on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe to that channel as well. All proceeds from that channel go to autism research and recovery. All right, let's get into today's show. Scott Forrest, strong, tall. He's 6'2.5". He doesn't even look 6'2.5", but he's a little taller than, he's stocky, really muscular. He looks like a weightlifter, a pressure fighter, digs the body well. He pumps the jab. Not much lateral movement, but he follows you around the ring, and he keeps the stick pumping. He's slow. He's a little mechanical. He's not a great athlete. He's strong. His power looks he's a bit slowish. He's slowish and mechanical with his shots. He's not fluid. He's not rhythmic. Has a little bit, of head movement. He can slip his head off center line just a little bit, make you miss. Shots aren't straight. Like I said, he just reminds me of a power lift. Like it's wide, it's mechanical. It's just he's not smooth. There's nothing smooth about him. He's not great at cutting off the ring. He doesn't have great feet. Decent volume for a pressure fighter. He stays on you. He doesn't punch in between your punches, though. It's all you go, I go with him, which I don't like. Doesn't seem like a huge hitter at all. Not athletic, not fluid. I'm just not a huge fan of him. I don't think he's a terrible prospect. I just don't see this like a world level prospect or anything like that. He can't punch in between punches. There's no catching and shooting with him. He uses his jab pretty well. He covers up, waits for you to stop throwing, and then he throws. But he wants to come forward. He wants to be first. He wants to put the pressure on. His shots are wide. He just reminds me of unathletic Jean Pascal, and that's not a great. Like Pascal's whole reign was based on his athleticism. This guy isn't an athlete. I'm just, he'll probably win. I'm just not a huge fan of him. I don't think he really looks great. And I know cruiserweight is a division where the fighters aren't the greatest. They usually don't have the best talent in that division. They got decent fighters in every weight class. And this is a guy I don't see him really projecting well at the world level, even at a talent-deprived cruiserweight division. I'm not saying he's better or anything. I just don't see this as a world-level fighter ever. He's going to take on Deevron Miller. And Miller, in many ways, mirrors Forrest. I'm not a huge fan of either of these guys. He's a bit flat-footed, slow and plodding too, front foot heavy, might make for a fun fight. He commits to his shots, though. He throws hard. He seems to have good pop. I would say he's definitely the bigger hitter, but the level of competition is so bad. You don't know how that power is going to translate against much, much higher level fighters. And he has a both. I'm not saying Scott Forrest is a world beater by any means, but Scott Forrest will be by a mile the best fighter Deevron Miller has ever fought. I don't know if you can say that about Deevron Miller for Scott Forrest. Keep that in mind. But he does throw hard shots. He commits to his shots. He's a better counterpuncher. He's a bit of a counterpuncher, He times his shots well. He can punch with you. He can do certain things better than Scott Forrest, which is why I think this fight is interesting, why I'd probably lay off of it as a bet. He likes to be on the inside. Swarming guy, too. He's also mechanical. He's not a fluid puncher, not a fluid athlete. I don't love this fight. I just wanted to get you guys a video out for every fight. Let's pull this up. My advice to you on this fight would probably be to stay away. Forrest probably wins, but when we look at the odds, it's probably not worth it. At minus 700, he probably wins. I just don't love the bet here. I don't love this at all. We have no props on this. It's just a money line, minus 700. You can add it to. I would not add this to my parlay. If I was going to make a bet, I would just make a small bet on Deevron Miller. Just be prepared to lose your money. Look, Forrest is probably going to win this fight. A $50 bet would make you 275. Is it worth it? Look, there's an outside chance he wins. That Scott Forrest at minus 700, it's just not worth it to me. I would lay off of this altogether. I think he probably wins. But this tells me that Deevron Miller is a 4.5 to 1 dog. That's too wide. He's like a 2.5 to 1 dog. 4.5 is too wide. This is not a one-sided fight. Scott Forrest is not that great. He's not that much better than Deevron Miller. Forrest does probably win. I would stay away from this fight. If you want to take a little gamble and you want to take a little action, bet on Miller. He's got a shot. Plus 450. I think the juice is worth the squeeze. I don't think at minus 700 there's much value in a Scott Forrest fight. I think that's way too wide. All right, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow 3D Boxing, 3D Boxing blog, and all forms of social media. The Boxing Bookie comes at you for every single major fight. So you how to consistently make money betting on the sport of boxing. The bookies, the odds makers, they don't know what they're doing. I do. I'm going to show you how to consistently make money betting on the sport. It is January 9th, 2025. From Texas to the world. Thank you, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.